You want to make money phone flip. I'm gonna give you the truth in this full video. I actually just got done a sale. A lot of people have a misconception of phone flipping. They think phone flipping makes them money, and that's not true. Flipping phones, I started realizing I actually wasn't making money because the flipping aspect wasn't as profitable. I was making $50 profit, $100 profit. When we're talking about phone flipping, I want to talk about how can you actually turn it into something that gives you a way to support yourself, support your family, put food on the table. Phone flipping is not going to make you money in a way that you'll be able to do that by itself. You have to build your phone flipping business brick by brick and eventually make it to where you are either a refurbishing company or a buyback company. You have to make it to where you're outsourcing. And this was a hard lesson. There's times where I was getting 10 phones a day and I was happy because I'm like, yeah, I'm getting 10 phones. I'm about to make X amount. But then when I started realizing and started jotting down and analyzing the metrics, I started realizing that I only can meet but so many people a day. Sometimes I could meet 10, sometimes I can meet 8, depending on how long and how free I am for that day. And a lot of you guys probably are experiencing that because when you're flipping, you're either taking time out for this phone or that phone, but then you still got a lot. So what you want to do is, one, you want to start flipping phones just on a regular basis, the regular way. You want to flip it one off, right? On OfferUp, Facebook, right? You want to get your first flip. You want to search for phones that are not perfect. We're not talking new phones. Definitely never buy seal phones unless they're people you really trust. But you want to search for a used phone that is in B grade condition. And B grade is basically some slight scratches, no cracks, some slight scuffs. It's not a perfect device, but it's also not a device that is cracked, right? Demolished. Now, you want to do this and you want to start getting confidence, because every time you actually successfully do a sell or a flip, you start gaining more confidence. But that fear of losing money never goes away. Like, there's never a fear of, oh, I might not come out profitable, that would disappear. You're always going to have that fear. After you start realizing how phone flipping works for you, whether you meet people in the morning or at night or afternoon, weekends, during the week, whatever you choose, you're starting to build a cadence. And this is where a lot of phone flippers mess up. They don't actually build cadences. They're not actually building a system. Instead, they're just focusing on a profit. I'll give you my system. When I first started, I wanted to make 10 offers a day. Now, when I made these 10 offers daily, I wanted to at least, out of the 70 I made that week, get at least 4. Out of those 4 people, I wanted to make at least $100. So I wanted to make $400 a week. I consistently altered my schedule until I met that goal. Now, once I met that goal on a consistent basis, 3-4 months, then I started to teach other people around me how to flip phones in the way I do. Why? Well, because if I teach my cousin how to flip while also flipping myself, now I have 2 people, me and him, that can meet with someone. Now I don't have to do as much of the work, or I can expand and do more work, right? So it's just all about understanding the more people you teach, the more you are likely to be able to spread everything out. The more you spread everything out, the more profit you'll be able to make. So I taught my cousin, then I taught somebody else, and I kept teaching. I created a little company. It was just a side hustle gig where I would pay them a finder's fee if they found me a phone, or I would pay them a buy fee, which would be, hey, I'll supply you with the cash, but I'll also pay you $20 for securing and just walking up to that Wawa or that Walmart and getting the phone for me. I would never give them cash. They would only take the person selling the phone's cash app, and I would send the cash app once I got the go ahead. Now I'm in places without actually being in places. This actually changed the game because now I was making more money. So I went from making $400 to now I'm able to make $2,400. Now I'm making $2,400. Now, okay, I'm making $2,400 a month. Great, let's try to kick this up. So what I ended up doing was I ended up now looking for drop-off spots, like places where people can drop phones off, and then I could just pick these phones up on like Sunday or Saturday. So what I did was I hit up pawn shops. I hit up repair locations. I hit up all the locations that I know buy phones or work on phones. Why? If I secure one repair shop in my location, and if I secure about 2 to 3 pawn shops, now I have a place that can repair phones if I buy some damaged or cracked ones. And then 2, I got a place where I can send customers that maybe me or my people can't meet up with. They can go straight to that pawn shop. I know the pawn shop people are going to follow the directions needed, and the directions look simple. It's more so like, hey, if somebody comes in for a phone, this is what I pay you, here's the price list, and then I let the pawn shop employees, negotiate down or up or whatever they feel they want to pay. And this is great because pawn shops, they work on this system in general. Like, they usually are buying devices or buying electronics, and then going off of what the price they'll be getting paid is. So that is the next thing I did. Now I went from 2,400 to now I'm scratching 6K, because now I got storefronts working with me. I look more legitimate. I also have the repair aspect now, and then came buyers. That is where we go to other wireless stores, other phone stores, and we say, hey, do you have any phones that you brought that you want to sell? And a lot of phone stores right now, including in your area, have some phones they can't move. Guarantee you, they got phones they can't move. So you are going to be that buyer. You're going to actually come in every week and buy whatever stock they have not moved yet for a certain price. You can send in a price list, and they can abide by that price list or negotiate or whatever you want to do. These are like the little avenues, phone flipping, that I've used. And then we went to becoming a refurbisher. I got repairmen that refurbish phones that I buy. So I might buy a blacklisted phone. Well, we're going to get this phone unlocked and then we're going to sell it. I might get a cracked phone. Well, we're going to buy this cracked phone, fix the screen, a phone with a bad battery, a cracked back, and a messed up screen. Okay, we're going to fix all of these issues and then we're going to sell it. That business went pretty well. It was a little slow at first, but being a refurbisher is cool. But where the real money is, by selling in bulk. So you get 5 iPhones, or maybe go into a T-Mobile or AT&T or even a Verizon, and you tell the business rep at those stores, hey, I'm a buyback partner. Now, usually a lot of companies don't use buyback partners, or they try not to because they can buy the devices themselves. The problem is there's a lot of people out there that want the best deal, and they either want to switch carriers but don't want to bring their phones over and want new. They want a credit, or they want something on their bill paid. So as a buyback company, all you're doing is you're working with businesses, buying their old devices. You can either pay them out cash, or you can put money on their first bill, and that's usually what I do. So what I do is I'll deal with business reps at T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T. I'll come in as a buyback partner. If they have iPhone 12s, I'll pay $150 for each iPhone 12, and if they have 68 of them, instead of cashing them out, I'll just tell the T-Mobile rep, hey, do you get unlimited credits? They'll probably say, yeah, but I just got to get it authorized. I'll say, okay, look, I'm going to buy these phones. You put half of the credit, so the amount we're buying it for, on their bill, and then I'll pay the rest of it in cash to them, or put it on their bill. So now, essentially, I may be only paying, if we could do the math. So let's say, hypothetically, for the iPhone 12s, I'm paying $150. 68 times 150, that's 10,200. Divide that by 2. So I would tell the rep, put 5,100 on there, and I'm going to pay 5,100 on their bill at a kiosk in store, or I'll go ahead and give them the 5,100 and they can do whatever they want. I now am getting the phones, instead of for 150, I'm now getting them for 5,100 divided by 68, $75, which means those iPhone 12s, no, I don't have to sell them to a person, right? I can actually resell them to another business. So I usually would resell those phones to another business before those phones even get to me. How? Well, I would just say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. T-Mobile rep or any rep, AT&T or whatever, do you have any businesses that want phones? Here's the phones I have available, and here's the price. So I'll turn that iPhone 12, and remember, I got it for $75 now. I'll probably sell it for $100, $150, $125. And now another company will probably cash me out $10,000 off those iPhone 12s. And this all happened because I was a buyback partner being brought in on deals, on one deal though, with this example. So I wanted to break that down to you guys on how phone flipping actually works as far as becoming successful, and also making sure that you're actually making enough money for you to be able to provide for yourself. It's very important. You can do it. You just got to do it the right way. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.